Hello and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a card that I designed for my Halloween 2017 card series, and I usually start out my videos with a close-up of the card that I'm going to make, but this time I didn't do that, and the reason is because I have this material that I got at a craft store. Sometimes when I go shopping, I find things and I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to use it, but it just calls to me, and I thought, oh, this is great. I have to get it. So this is a series of transparencies, see-through, and each one has a different Halloween type scene. But after I got it home, I found out that this is not standard card size. This is 6 inches by 4 inches. And my standard card size is 5.5 by 4.25, as you know. And each one is unique and has its own special challenges. So, and because of this, I don't have a way to make a card, show you the finished card, and then make a card in front of you. So you'll see the card put together as I create it. So, that being said, I did make a prototype using regular copy paper. So this is the card design that I came up with, and this is just me scribbling, and it is a transparent card, as you can see. And when you're working with acetate or vellum, you have to be a little bit careful with the adhesive because it'll show through to the other side because it's transparent. So I'm going to show you techniques of how you can work around that. So I'm going to set this here so that we can refer to it as I put this card together. So I've decided to make this card out of this transparency. Remove some of this out the way. And this is black roses. I hope you can see it. There we go. Black roses. Okay. And I will need some more materials. I have 2 strips of paper cut a scant 1.5 inches, just a little bit less than 1.5 inches by about 3, I guess this is. Oh, it's about 4. And I have, actually I think this might be too long. Yeah, I'm going to trim this. And I have a piece of paper cut 5.5 by 4.25, but then I trimmed just a little bit off of it, so it's more like 4 1/8, thereabouts. You'll see what I mean as we go through it. And I also have a cardstock, which is cut 5.5 by 5, and I have scored it 3/4 inches from one side. I think you can see it, so it's scored right here. Alright, I have some cloth rose washi tape. This is 5/8 of an inch. I have some black washi tape, glitter, excuse me, also 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to be using Versafine Onyx black. I'm going to be using Frayed Burlap and shaded lilac from the Distress inks. Stampin' Up! Triple Banner Punch. I also have a generic stamp from Studio G. And I have a couple of stickers which seemed appropriate to go with Edgar Allan Poe. And I think that's all I needed. So let me clear this away and I will show you how to assemble the card. It looks complicated, but it really is going to go together really easily and quickly. The first thing I'm going to do is to build the outer card. So I have the transparency. Oops. I have trimmed this to be 5.5 inches. It was originally 6, as I mentioned. So the first thing I need to do is to press my seam, my score line on this cardstock, and then open it up. And I'm going to run a line of adhesive right down the middle. And then I'm going to take my transparency, and it's clearly a different one way up, but you just have to make sure if you didn't have that. And I'm laying it in place right at the edge of the card so that the edges are even. And then I'm going to close this down. There we are, one card. But you can see the adhesive clearly through the transparency. So I'm going to cover that. First I'm going to do it on this side. I have this black rose cloth sticky tape, and I'm going to go right down here. So I'm going to use my grid mat to help me line it up and pull this off the tape. It could be stickier. This is not as sticky as I want it to be, so I'm going to run a little tape runner on it. Let me get my small tape runner. Here we go. Just freshen that adhesive up a little bit. There, I think that's about long enough. All right. Now just go over the edge here. I want to make sure that I leave an even edge and that I'm straight. All right. Now get my scissors and trim it even with the card edge. Let's see, this one I think I'm gonna, no, I'll just trim it. I was thinking to bend it in, but I'll just trim it. And I have a little piece here that does not belong. I'm not gonna mess with that. That's risky. Okay. So now we have this. Now open the card back up and take this washi tape, find the end because I've lost it, and I'm going to go along the inside so that you do not see that paper. And trim that, also close to the edge of the card. Okay, I have a little bit of the adhesive showing, so I'm going to get my embossing buddy tool, and you know what? I'm going to show you something else. One second. Aren't you glad that I had everything ready? This is an adhesive eraser. Sometimes you get a bit of stray adhesive where you don't want it to be on your work, and this is good for taking care of that. So I'm going to just take the adhesive eraser and just go over it, and it will just lift up the adhesive. This is basically like a piece of rubber. It's that. All right. So when you're putting down different things and that you need adhesive, and sometimes you get a little bit where you don't want it to be, this is your friend. Now I'm going to take this and go over it and make sure that there is no stickiness, because the last thing I want is for the card to be stuck together. Let me clean that up a bit. Alexa, I'm not talking to you. Computers. Okay, now, believe it or not, that was the hardest part of the card. Now the rest is just simple assembly. I'm going to be doing a little bit of blending with a distress ink, so I need two blender tools. So I'm going to let the music play and assemble the card from this point. Okay, that's the finished card. I got this a little crooked. I wish I had made it a little bit more straight, but there you have it. So this is the prototype, and this is what I ended up coming up with. I think it turned out really nice. Unfortunately, you got the little bats on this side, so you know what? I'm going to put a bat on this side too, for the same reason that I don't want to see the adhesive. So let's just take a second for that. I may cut this part out. Oops, I think it's going the other way, isn't it? There we go. Alrighty, and the fourth one doesn't show, so I'll just make 3 and a little bit more sparkle. This is a very sparkly card. So tell me, what do you think? Did I go overboard? Because I got sparkly tape, I got sparkly raven, sparkly boo, now sparkly bats. Oh well. So that just takes a second to dry. Now that is the finished card. What do you think? 2 guesses as to who this card is going to be for. Okay. I'd like to thank you for watching my videos. I'd like to thank my brother David for the music, and I hope that you will try to make a acetate card yourself after you see that it is not as difficult as it at first appears, and it's really a fun thing, and the recipient of your card will wonder how did you do it, but it's really, really simple. I may do more acetate cards in the future after the holidays are gone, but let me know in the comment section what you think. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Pass the word to your friends. Let them know that there are these really great videos that they can be checking out. Okay, seriously though. Please subscribe. And thanks for watching, and everyone have a happy Halloween. Take care.